Salute to everybody joining in. Let's jump right into it. Episode 12, Constant Elevation. And the legendary Brother J X Clan here.
Peace, family.
Yes, so we're gonna do it. And real quick before we get into it, if you have questions, please use the questions feature below. There's a question mark there, that way we can pull them up rather than just putting them in the comment section. Also, just like on the page, if you get wild in this comment section, I will send your ass home straight like that. That's just what it be. So this show is kind of like a 2022 kickoff show. We're gonna be jumping around on a variety of different topics, and just trying to set the new year off right. It's already starting off kind of wild, to be honest with you. So it's kind of like a jump start to the new year. So we're gonna be talking about a few different things.
Happy New Year, good brother.
Yeah, happy New Year. I mean, I'm just glad to just make it each day, man. Each day I wake up, I got a roof over my head, grub, you know what I'm saying, clothes on my back. Grateful. Grateful. Like now, the term "be safe" hit different now when I say that to somebody, or when somebody says that to me. It has more of an emphasis these days.
That's right.
So yeah, man, let's get it started. So we were gonna cover a few different topics as far as for tonight. The first one I wanted to get, we were going to talk about some moves to kind of, and we can go anywhere we want with this. We were going to talk about some moves to make for artists or just in 2022. We were looking at health-wise, we were talking about that too. So wherever you wanted to set it off, man.
I wanted to build off you, my Lord. I know you had hit me with it, and you filled my mind with some options. So I just wanted to see what direction.
Word. So let's start with, so again, this is like a 2022 kickoff show, so we're going to jump around. Let's talk about and we've talked about this before, but it's always important, man. Like the game is different now for artists, and like because of the algorithms, people don't always see all these interviews and stuff like that and these builds. So even though you may be saying the same shit you said like 3 months ago, and we may be talking about the same shit, first of all, repetition is important. Secondly, not everybody's seeing this stuff. So let's talk about, the game is what it is now. Let's talk about some things that, as an artist, that you should definitely be doing right now on January 12th. You should have already been doing. Like, how about that? So
I fuck with you on that.
A few things that, as an artist, you should have already been doing by January 12th, 8:16 Eastern Time.
Well, yeah. I mean, on my side of things, any kind of artist situation really should be on like a militant regiment right now, as far as making sure that your team is polished from top to bottom. Everybody has an assignment. You know what I'm saying? What is your goal with music in the state that it's in? Because you don't sell music for money anymore. What product are you representing? You know what I'm saying? If you are a brand, then what is that? Are you a product of wellness? Are you a product of poetry? A writer? You're advertising your styles and how it affects on people. You got to kind of define who you are now, and not just be like, not be like, I just rap to the beat. Everybody can rap to the beat. You know what I'm saying? You can get in your phone and be a star in your own head at just the act of waking up. But when you make it a serious business, you got to study what's happening right now. You got superstars that are not getting paid right now.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So you talk about starting a career or whatever case may be in this era, you got to have a real serious strategy, a real serious team. And that's when I say militant, meaning that everything is executed, no room for errors. You know what I'm saying? Why have any? Technology is plug and play now. You can really make sure that you're at optimum in this game by just being patient and making sure that you have the gift on deck. So, and to answer your question, my Lord, I feel like people should kind of put a more militant style on what they're building. Not that has to, encompass their lyrics and their fun. Because even if if you're a wild Kodak Black or whatever it is, when the show and the spotlights is done, we still at war. You a target like everybody else. So, if you're not in the militant state, get in, get your bread, put it toward its purpose. Get in, get out, put it toward its purpose. If you're not in
real
that
quick,
state.
let me cut you off real quick. Just because I want you to elaborate more, so for people, so we can all be on the same page. When you say militant, you're saying let me just guess what you're saying. You're saying move with more organization and structure and purpose, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Because that's the closest word that I can give to how serious you have to be. When you think of a militant person, is everything is being executed. You got a sergeant or someone of eldership over your situation. So that's the closest.
Be fucking organized.
Correct. And have people there to make sure that if you fall off, that they will check you and put you back in your place.
Got you.
That's that's an element.
Right. And that's the perfect word for it, because that's the ultimate, at least, in our realms, that's pretty much the ultimate in the structure, right? The military. So, so that makes sense. Yes. All right, continue. I'm sorry. I just wanted. No,
it's all peace, because I don't want them to make them think like, go join the movement now. Everybody don't need to be in the movement. Everybody ain't that. But what you want to do is organize your team so you know who the captain is, who the privates are. Everybody knows what they're there to earn and what their ranking is, as far as when critical shit happens, what person to look for. You know what I'm saying? You got to organize that. So that's the deal. That's from my side of things. Yeah,
get your shit together, basically, and get it. But the organization is key. And I've seen some, as far as when dealing with people that are making newer music, there's some crews out there. Big up to these cats called Umbrella. Their whole squad. My man Pro Dillinger. There's a bunch of cats. They're so deep, I don't know, but they're like artists, DJs, producers, and so they keep everything in house.
Yes.
And they just. So then the cross promotion's already there, right? So if it's like 10 of them, the cross promotion's already there. Like they're just building, using each other's services and stuff like that. And then they're growing their shit, and all the bread stays in house. So big up to them, because they're young cats, and they kind of, what I'm saying, they got that vision. So what I'm saying, that's a proper way to move.
So in your element, which is the dancing element, what do you feel dancers that were getting work, across the country, being those elements on stage, doing shit for film and things of that nature, now that the market is cut in half, what do the dancers do at this stage? Do they, create a production? Do they?
Good question. Yeah.
Yes,
so
sir.
first of all, the dancers have always been historically underpaid, like ridiculously underpaid, like as far as in performing it, no matter what the element, not just talking about hip hop videos, no matter what the shit is, they just don't get the loot. So typically what's been going on, what cats do, especially as they get older, and what I did as I got older, is they start to teach.
Yes, sir.
And so that's where the bread is. And that's where the bread is. And you can do a lot of things like, so I mean, I did this, like you can get grants. I was up in Philadelphia public schools, like teaching, troubled kids and stuff like that, b-boying and stuff like that. So you can get grants. There's money. First of all, you guys, if you want to do some type of social service program for youth, anybody on here, it kind of sound like a tangent, but it's important. There's money out there. Trust me, I work for a nonprofit. There's money out there. Just waiting for the program to give it to. You just got to know how to fucking get who to ask. But there's money out there. So I was doing this, and I was teaching kids and stuff like that. So that's where it is, because the government pays. So when you get a grant, or when you get something through like some type of organization, they're gonna pay you, rather than just like having your own little studio and stuff. People might not pay. You can do both, but I'm saying go after the guaranteed money.
Now in a place where a lot of things have changed with the COVID and things of that nature, what do you suggest, those artists to do? Because kids are barely going to school, more so than going to programs and shit. You know what I'm saying? what do you feel that adjustments should be?
Right now, yeah, right now it's been an online thing with everything else, like everything else. I don't know how successful that's been because I know people that have quit things that they were into. I was just talking to my daughter's friend's father, and he was saying that his daughter quit karate when it went online, and she
Wow.
loved karate, but she
Yeah.
quit. So I don't know how, to be honest with you, I don't know how successful that's been.
Yeah.
But the performance route, as long as you could, the performance route is always there. The teaching thing, yeah, the teaching thing may have slowed down. But the one thing with the teaching, in certain, depending on what area you live in, though, people are still getting together in spaces and stuff like that. And so, and not everything's shut down. So it really depends on where you live. Like the farther west you go, in a lot of areas, you can kind of still do your thing. And like I was telling you, my man Twistello, he's an MC, and he was traveling out west Montana doing all types of shows. So
Yeah.
it really depends on where you live too. But it's a good question because a lot of shit's dried up because of the COVID, right? I mean,
it's crazy. I mean, I wanted to do a breakdance tournament a long time ago with the what's the Korean breakdancers? Not the Jabberwocky thing, but there's another crew. I can't remember their name, but these dudes are dope. And I wanted to get the U.S. All-Stars to battle internationally. Now, of course, that would be impossible now because it's like you think about getting 14 people from another country to come somewhere like Vegas or whatever, you know. But I would think to do something in the States, but you know, I wouldn't even know where to throw. You can't even go anywhere unless you have a jab. You can't even get in the building in some areas. And
yeah,
shit.
the major cities, right? I mean, a lot of major cities. That's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of parties. Big up Sibo. We'll talk about dances. One of the best dancers I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But talk about like, and he could even chime in. So we were talking about, Brother J was asking. He teaches. What are dancers doing now? What can dancers do in this pandemic to get bread? So he's a teacher as well. He's one of the he's ill. So I'm glad. I like when the stars align and just the right people come in. So he's a veteran at that shit. So
you know what?
So, he said Zoom. So he said Zoom. So I wanted to ask you: is that profitable? Because I mean, I guess if you're nice, he's one of the best to do it. So, I mean, but is it profitable for everybody?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not the same experience for me. I don't want to take a class over Zoom, though.
Yeah, it's I think he's saying Zoom from the I thought he's saying Zoom from the Black Watch, the chant that we used to do from the Warriors. That's what I thought he was doing.
Oh, maybe I'm not sure. It could have been both. It's all synergy right here. I mean, everything's organic.
Indeed, but yeah, I was curious to that. I have a pay-per-view platform now, and I was thinking of inviting the All-Stars here, since I couldn't get the Korean All-Stars in. I would want to get, the best in the country. I'm sure there's argument as far as who the best are.
You could do it, but you couldn't you couldn't have a lot of people there, you know what I'm saying, other than maybe the performers. The experience is so different now. That's why like when I watch the NBA and the gyms are empty, I'm like, damn, I can go to the fucking Y down the street.
And that's the other shit, because you would be in a room with just the dancers would be involved, and there's no crowd.
And that's a different energy.
That is a different energy.
Energy.
That's it's a weird thing, bro. It's a weird thing, but I mean, something has to be done because, there's going to be so much talent that they're going to miss out on. Everybody's not down with the Jabberwock thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just in some mind, it's just like I gotta do this to alter myself to go perform for some change. That's not what's happening. Some people don't feel like that, and I'm not judging anyone who has or hasn't or whatever, but it shouldn't dictate how you make your paper. There should be some options, but we might have to sacrifice crowd and just give the people what the element is. And we need to build on that, because that's very realistic right now. Like someone with your mind in that element, your power mind in that element, I think we can make a nice little crew and give people a little something to watch, and it
Yeah,
would be worthwhile.
say less, man. Let's talk about it. I mean, absolutely, because here's the thing. You have to. I've said since this shit started, anybody that's able to adapt and adjust already is going to come out of this shit shining. I know. Big up to my man M. I told you about him. He started producing. Now he's producing for like big names and shit, and like he added that whole shit to his shit, and he's a dope MC. Like people that have picked up other talents and skills and other things, learn how to do different things. It's about being able to adapt and adjust. So absolutely, I'm not saying we shouldn't do anything. I'm just, I was just wondering as far as like if the teaching and stuff like that is, like if it's lucrative or not. But some people said that, you just have to adjust and figure it out. And this is where the world's moving to. You see the VR shit.
Yeah.
Everybody's staying in the house. So if you ask anybody what they did, what they doing, they'll be like, I ain't did shit.
Yeah.
Nobody doing nothing really, yo.
Yeah, I really was curious. I know the graph artists are having a good time with the NFT market and shit. They're trying to, figure their way in there. But I wondered about the other elements, the DJs. You can't do parties.
They're doing a lot of stuff on Twitch. They're doing a lot of virtual shows. I mean, look, that's how DNice. Listen, come on. We know, like, I remember DNice. My name is, BDP. That's what I remember. And then I followed him on Instagram. I saw him DJ, and he was doing photography at the time.
Wow.
And he took that shit, and all of a sudden he was on Ford commercials. And now he can play whatever the fuck he wants. So, like,
after you rock the White House, that's never been done ever. Motherfuckers was jumping in there when Obama was leaving and shit. After that, son, your card is basically black. You can just do what the fuck you want to do at that point, man. So I'm impressed.
That's what I'm saying. He took that. Yo, listen, the average person that knows DNice now does not know DNice from BDP. They know him from this shit with the big ass hat.
Yes.
Fucking, that hat? That's DNice, and he's doing his shit. Like, yeah, right?
I'm proud of him, exactly, bro. I'm proud of him. I'm glad that he is, taking it to the next level, man. Yeah, he didn't have to just wait for Chris or anything. Some people find they lane, man. I see he's very successful. I see DJ Millie. I see a whole lot of different people just blowing up, and combining and doing a hybrid of things, with the turntable thing. But there's only but so much time in the day. You can only listen to so much people. If everybody's doing 2 hours here and 2 hours here and shit, you don't get to see everybody. So there's a lot of DJs.
There's a lot of DJs.
There's a lot of DJs.
And again, so people have gone into, so a lot of DJs have started producing more and stuff like that because music is still coming out and people still want to hear music. So that's definitely a thing. And but depending on where you are, like, so my friend, here in Pittsburgh, my friend's got a DJ gig every week at the same joint every week.
Yeah.
And he makes 200 free drinks every week, and he's happy. And it's down the street from his crib. He walks there.
Yeah, man. I hope those people maintain.
If you can get lucky enough to where people are still going out, and you can get a gig,
that's
what I'm saying.
I don't like dealing with it, bro. I just turned down from doing a tour. I had to kind of plan differently, similar to what I'm talking about with those dancers and shit. And it was, it's a very big card. Saying, and I really had to say, I have to get this out to the people. I can't look at, if there's a big 1,000, 2,000 person crowd, singing every line or whatever case may be, globally. I know they singing from their couch. I know they singing from, wherever they do their thing. And I have to chalk it up as that because it's going to be like this for a minute, bro. A lot of people sick right now, man. I mean, like crazy, like, everybody you call is like, yo, I just got over some, I was down for a week or I was in the hospital or whatever. I'm like, wow, man, like I would hate to try to drag people out, come to the show and then somebody, box you down for a card at the door, nigga. That's not nothing to invite people to, man. That shit is real square to me,
No, we wouldn't be doing anything of that. But listen, it's the best of both worlds, right? So this online shit is awesome because we wouldn't have been able to connect, right? I mean,
good up.
So And a lot of the things that actually, everything that I'm doing, all the projects that I got my hands in are global online projects. I ain't doing shit locally here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
It's whack here. So that's the move. I mean, like the
so
whole
you're
world.
saying reach out globally and stop trying to just think inside your box and try to find things in the box to do. You're saying think globally. That's a great message.
Look, that's the only way I'm thinking. And because so here's the thing. Perhaps if Pittsburgh wasn't corny,
yes.
I would have been doing shows, but they do shit weird here, man. They don't cross bridges and stuff. People don't they don't support each other. So I wasn't gonna, and I'm not a local, and they only fuck with locals. So I wasn't even gonna try to enter that realm. And it's like, meanwhile, I'm connecting with people from all over the world, and you know, producers and stuff, and just doing all sorts of things.
Yes.
And that's the
but that's networking. You used to that as you come up in the game. You know,
right.
Today's standard, I mean, they're not networking as much, you know, because it's so easy to do it yourself. Everything is plug and play now.
Right.
You know, you're not grateful for contacts. You're not grateful to make phone calls and extend business and break bread with others. So, you know, I don't think this generation had to be trained like that or had to be prepared like that. It's not necessary.
No, because they're connecting with, they're already connecting with people all over the world. Like, I mean, that's what they came out knowing. You know what I mean? Like, my kid never saw a fucking landline. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
real shit.
What the hell is that? Like a payphone?
The dinosaurs shit.
Like, they call this device, and then you see a number, you call it, you just gotta stop and call them back. Like what?
Yeah, exactly, fam. I mean, it's a lot, man. I mean, I debated in one of the engineering schools if we should start from analog and build up to digital, you know, and it's like, if you taught them analog, what use would it be? You know what I'm saying? If you're not really a super craftsman with that kind of sound, you know, it makes no use to even do that. It's like, it feels bad to teach them the methods of how we came up in the game. You know what I'm saying? Know what it's like. Somebody throw a bunch of equipment in the room and you got to figure out how to make a beat. And there's no MPC. There's no this. There's a couple of records and a long ass mixer and some fucking tape decks. And you got to make sense of an 8-second sampler or some crazy shit. You know, what could you do? Do you really love it like that? You know, I really look forward to testing younger heads, you know, in that fashion. And then the older heads too, like, how can you sit around and you haven't touched the Serato and you're still DJing? Or, you know, how haven't you touched the technology? Kind of cross,
right?
You know, cross situations and whatnot. You know, Dr. Shani Bayard, she had a thing called the Digital Elder, and it was about a young head and an elder sitting in front of the computer together to figure out what they could exchange. So the young head could teach them, this is how you connect to the internet. This is how you do this, this, and that. And then the elder could show them, well, you know, like we had, like you said, a landline. And we had, you know, this forms of communication and so on, just to find some kind of point of exchange. And then the conversations that would extend from that were tremendous. And I went to this class just to witness, like, wow, like, and let me see, you know, be a fly on the wall and see what the fuck can happen. I think that needs to happen in hip hop.
Yes, I would agree, because it would help build some bridges, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It would certainly help build some bridges, and there wouldn't be this, you know, this dug in type old head, young head type thing. I mean, at least got to find some common ground. I mean, as much as I rail on the bullshit, I mean, still, like, you know, we want to try to find some common ground. And you said it, and I've echoed the same sentiment. They can teach a lot of shit to some of these older cats that don't want to do anything with this technology. Like, yo, go out and flip your shit like this. Like, you know, like, they can teach, because that's how they move, man. They know how to move with this shit. That's how they came out, man. You know what I mean?
Bro, they already are ahead of whatever the hell we was doing back in the days. You know what I'm saying? They did another level of plug and play on us. You know, they did all the prototypes to the gaming through our generation and shit. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now on these dudes, they're doing all levels of prototypes of communication, like become a hologram and talk to me in my house like Obi-Wan and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Put your Oculus on and shit, and you could be, dancing with me in a fucking club and shit. People don't even have to go out. They just did the fucking Burning Man online in Decentraland. I'm heavy on that, NFT and digital real estate and shit like that. So I noticed that people were throwing big ass concerts online, and people come around, with something that looks like an Xbox avatar or some shit, and get off on just doing this and feel
I read
like
about that recently. Lots of money, like
ridiculous. It's a lot.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's crazy as fuck. So they're gonna improve this technology, dog, to where you totally feel, like you are inside this shit, and it's happening now. It's not even like it's coming. It's on a whole other level. I didn't understand how far it already went.
Yeah, I didn't understand. Listen, until recently, very like last week recently, I was like, oh wait, we on that shit now? Like I mean, I'm tech savvy and all that stuff, but like shit.
Yes.
Like, and I'll tell you right now, man, I want no part of that, man. Like I'm good. Like I still want to connect with people. I mean, I'm good with the technology, but like, man, like there's nothing like a personal, genuine, face-to-face interaction with somebody, and that will never be. I'm not trying to sit in my house and become 500 pounds and think I'm at the fucking pyramids in Egypt. Yo, me and my daughter saw like a sample of this shit at Target.
Yes.
And you can go to Egypt, and you could go to. I heard you can go to the Super Bowl and shit.
Yeah, all kind of shit. But Dick, now suppose someone came and said to you, "Yo, go get 5 of the best breakdancers, and I'm gonna put you in some fucking athletic Oculus or some shit, and and y'all go ahead and breakdance for people in whatever, and I'll pay you A, B, and C."
I'm not saying I wouldn't do that. Hold on. I didn't say. Stop. Wait. We did not.
Okay.
Well, hold on. All
right.
Let's go back for a second.
All right. That's what's up.
No. I'm saying from like a user perspective. Like I love the outdoors too much. First of all, I love the outdoors too much to get, because I know myself, I would get hooked on that shit.
Yeah,
and that's what they want. I don't want. I mean, so I'm just saying from that type of shit, I wouldn't do it. But yeah, hell yeah, I'm looking into that. From when I started reading about it, I was like, oh, I gotta look into this. So no, from that perspective,
hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put on them little dots or whatever the fuck it is, and
I'm looking at no, absolutely. That's
hey, bro.
I just said I don't want to get sucked in. I want to be behind the scenes. I don't want to be in that shit. Like,
it's gonna get like that, bro. It's gonna get like that to where cats are just gonna have to get off it and be like, just like cats had to stop carrying vinyl and learn how to put that shit on the hard drive and carry your whole crate, your whole wall and everything in a small little terabyte shit and go make your motherfucking money, man, So now, with the breakdancing and shit, it's like, yo, get some people together. If you're not even doing the virtual shit, but create a program where they can still fuck with you, because y'all don't have to get into the tour bus, go from state to state and wonder who's going to let you in, who's not going to let you in. Get y'all a comfortable space that y'all control the door. You know what I'm saying? Y'all control what's happening. And it's like, look, it's just us in here and our global audience. Let's give it to them raw one time. Hey, bro, it's going to get like that. If it hasn't gotten like that.
It's like that.
Okay, cool. And they should be monetizing that. Okay? They should be finding ways. It's no longer like Instagram, like taking a picture of your food and shit. You got to find a platform that's going to monetize you gathering some of the most popular dudes, if you have those connects, doing some rhyming, doing some DJing, doing whatever, and everybody's gonna have to put up dough to make dough, bro. It's like that. None of this shit happens without paper. People can wish and talk all that shit they want to, but when you pay for the platform to exist, and you get your team to invest in that, and you make sure projection wise that shit is going to rotate back to your pocket with a little bit of cream on top, hey, then it's worth strategizing. You know, if we talk about how artists can improve at this time frame, you know what I'm saying? If you just in the PS5 smoke reefer crew and shit, and you just want to listen to, you know, what could have happened all motherfucking day, then that's a whole different situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're serious about your craft, man, you got to really think about how to monetize and how to set yourself a solid theme that people will respect. Otherwise, it's a waste of time, man.
Right. And we talked about this before. Had Craig G on the other day. We talked about it. Talked about it with Elder Sensei. You got to do more than just rap.
Word, man.
Like you got to contribute more. Like or not even contribute more, but you got to have more. Try to have more streams of income than just rapping, because that ain't gonna cut it. It's gonna cut it for very few people. Just that alone. So the merch, you got to have that shit. Have the merch in stock.
Yes.
Don't fucking have a website and full of merch, full of pictures. I can do that, and you ain't got shit in stock.
For real, like, for real.
Get that shit. Get your merch game to fucking together, because people love that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're doing your independent shit, find some. They're out there. Find some good deals on getting your vinyl pressed. There's places I got. You know what I'm saying? There's links for plugs for that shit. Yes. Get all that shit straight. Because you got to have different avenues. You can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna rap and that's it, man. Like, and I'm not saying come with gimmicks. I just want to clarify that. Don't come with gimmicks.
Yeah, no doubt.
People will see right through that. But you gotta come with more.
Yeah, no doubt.
You have to.
I agree. It doesn't look like a lot of these artists that are out now and popular that they sacrifice, but they have.
There's not a lot, because there was no major that's gonna come knocking on 99% of anybody's door right now and handing you no fucking 3-album deal.
Yeah, word. Unless you got 30 million people on your fucking website, some Jake Paul, whatever the fuck little white boy be boxing and shit. You know, unless you one of them, you know, type motherfuckers where you have built your following. Because even with him, it takes a lot to build, you know, 100,000 motherfuckers who follow your shit. So, you know, to get to a million 30 times, you know what I'm saying? Now you can do a pay-per-view, you know, boxing, whatever the fuck may be, or whatever case. You know, it's like, you know, you got options when you do the work. So if the value is social activity, you can't do gimmicks and games. You got to create something that people respect. If it's either a conversation or something that's going to be elevating, or, you know, most times they just get into people's savage, put some gossip up or whatever, but you got to decide your theme, negative or positive. You got to find your theme.
You got to find your groove. So you brought up, when I brought this topic up on the phone, you brought up, we didn't touch on it, but you brought up health. So I want to hear what you had to say about that. Cause then I wanted to, before we close out, I wanted to get into, kind of just what we got going on for the upcoming next few months. So
that's tight.
But what's up with health?
Well, health regiment, as far as referring to music and groups, natural thing for me is, you know, if you have a team, fast together. You know what I'm saying? Sounds crazy, but it's like, yo, nigga, you know, when motherfuckers say, yo, we gonna do a push-up challenge every day, we gonna da-da-da-da-da. No, we gonna clean out, you know, our intestines, our kidney. You know, we're gonna flush our colon and make sure after that, we do catch an exercise regimen. We can't go work out together, but you would come on the road and try to catch shorties and shit with me, motherfuckers. There's a dynamic that's kind of missing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can come to the bar and holler at shorties with me, but you can't get up in the morning and come work out and make sure that I live another day and that my circulation is rocking, no matter what age you are. You know what I'm saying? And you got to start holding motherfuckers accountable. You want me to continue to be here? You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure we got the black seed oil. Let's make sure we got, you know, the elderberry, whatever the fuck it is that's going to build our immune system. Let's study these things together as a team. These are team conversations. This is how I build with my brothers. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was a school that we had, and we opened up the door for people to peep in our shit. We didn't assemble it for the camera and say, yo, this, you know, we coming and this is our hip hop hat and my super verb stick, you know, for rapping and shit, nigga. It wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? We were concerned, bro. I knew Dr. Sabi, God bless him, in 90. I was on that regiment for 7 years strong, you know, and I was able to, you know, take my mind somewhere else, have an alkaline energy in my body, dog. You know what I'm saying? It was very deep. And I always kept this medicine involved, you know, with my travel. Regardless of if I was there getting that full package, it's expensive, but it's expensive to eat right and to live right.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
And that's a challenge for a lot of people. You go to the store, right? You see somebody's cart full of the little hug shits, 12 cases of soda because them shits on sale, like for like, you know, like it's crazy. So yeah, it's a, you know, there's things you can do, but that also, real quick, it also takes time to eat healthy. Like you can't just pop no shit in the microwave all the time. Like you have to, like, if you're gonna make some shit, like make it. Like cooking doesn't mean you know, just warming some shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like you actually have to, you know, use ingredients and mix shit. So it takes time. So
yeah,
you have to add that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've been alien to nutrition, like to complement what you're kicking. We've been alien to nutrition. We have to reinvent what that is. We looked on the TV to tell us what, you know, the right nutrients. You watching Oprah and Dr. Oz, you know, some people speak for their kind sometimes. You know, we're all human beings and all of that shit, but you know, when you come from different regions and your people are conditioned a little differently, there may be things that you're allergic to. There may be things that, you know, that don't fit into your body the way that other people have accepted them into theirs, and you have to do research. Part of having knowledge of self is to say, yo, man, that's advertised as the shit, but I don't think I should fuck with bread. I don't think I should fuck with, you know, gluten and all of this shit that alters the meal. My body is alien to that, and you have to stand by that at all times. You can't say that one day and then get caught up in their bullshit the next. You know what I'm saying? And when you do that as a group and you say, yo, man, we cleaned it for 30 days. We flushing our shit out. And that's what's up. Everybody, you know, if you're not losing weight, improve the muscle structure that you have. We want full-minded, alkaline, mental-minded people, because all we're going to do is get the best material, the best beats, the best whatever. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're talking about on your rap, if you're cursing everybody out, shooting and killing, or you know, growing the tree of life, it doesn't matter. If you performing at optimum, people respect your power mind. And if you performing at minimum, I can't respect you as a power mind. That shit is slacking, and I don't fuck with you. So, you know, you know what I'm saying? So get ahead and come out, and niggas looking at you. Women look at shit like, yo, his skin is glowing, and, you know, his hair look nice, and so on. You know, when we in front of the spotlight, people are admiring you or dissing you. So get more on the admiration for a motherfucker. Say, yo, man, what's his recipe? Let me buy that album. Maybe he says it on the recipe inside the shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to think like that. So if you flushing away from all the shit that makes you lazy, and you smoke a blunt, you eat, and you just pass out, nigga, and that's your whole repetition, you know, of life and shit. That's your whole imitation of what it is. That's not acceptable. You know, and if you truly saying a militant stance of, yo, we organizing our shit, we taking part of our paycheck and putting it in a box, and we're gonna buy the such and such computer so we can record at a high level. You can get network quality in your house. They're trying to be preparing you to be a couch potato. So you can get a studio that used to cost you 20 grand. You could probably get a little package. Look at how the broadcast mic now, pull it out of the box, and you could be a YouTube Tasha K or some shit. You know, just buy it at Walmart, Staples and shit, man. Come on, they giving it to you. We used to have to buy the mic separate, the amp, the this. Next month, I'm going to get the turntable, and the next month, I'll get another one. We had to piece that shit together. Now you buying the whole kit. Get the DJ shit in the mic, and you can be like Funkmaster Flex and shit. Nigga, like,
yo, it's out there.
I
was at Target with my daughter the other day, and we were looking for something in the electronic section, and there was a section that said content creation equipment, and it was like all shit for like YouTubers and whatever. This shit, you know. So that's what it is.
Hey, bro, it affects our music more than anything, because any motherfucker feel they can put a word or two together, feel they can rap. You know what I'm saying? You don't try country music like that. You don't try classical music like that. You don't try none of those other shits that they
Right.
always try to make it like you got to go to school to learn what we do. So when you can just pull up your watch, Dick Tracy, and just start rapping and say, yo, I wonder what everybody think. And you got fucking 3 million people doing that shit at the same goddamn time. You got to make a magnificent noise to be above that shit, dog. You got to make network relationships to say, yo, man, when I blow this horn, I need your platform to magnify my shit so I can be heard. And you got to have something to say while you have that platform. If you still saying the same shit that everybody in the mud is kicking, it's a waste of effort. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. Big time, bro.
Facts.
Real
Facts.
shit. Real shit, man.
Word, yo. Word. Salute for that. Yo, so we gotta get out of here in 6 minutes, believe it or not.
Hey, family.
So real quick, you know, before we go, like what you got going on that you can share about what's in the pipeline for Brother J?
Yeah, I have a pay-per-view coming up for March, and I'm kind of putting a flag in the ground to kind of gather people who respect higher lyricism and conscious artists. And I can give one of the acts that'll be on there will be Public Enemy. So X-Clan Public Enemy will be joining, and we have a cast of people that will be joining us, and I'll be releasing that lineup. It's the first time I'm announcing it on air, and I told you that we would build on it. I apologize. I apologize to everyone being late, but we were putting together the final decisions of the lineup today, and I kind of made a video of what it is. We're going to put it out on Music Time Roku. I'll be putting out some of the new videos that we just finished up, Primetime Lyrics, for people who haven't seen Mandemic Bust and Culture United videos. We just started going through our X-Clan catalog and started pulling out songs. So, you know, I might do a video for Verbal Milk, you know, just digging through my crate and just pulling up classics and then, you know, mixing it with the new so people can get adjusted. It's a new generation, so I might have to take you back to show that, you know, that lyricism has never been a lack in our yard. You know what I'm saying? So,
Word.
you know, so they can see different.
Public Enemy.
Yay, yay. So people asked for that. When I spoke that thing on my page about that verses, so many people responded. It even got newsworthy for a second in certain areas. You know, big up to Hype Magazine. They picked up on that shit. And I just was making the point of, yo, man, if we're going to go through 20 songs, with artists that have always had something to say, shit, I think we would tear the roof off that bitch, man. But, you know, Music Time came to me and said, yo, man, you don't have to wait for somebody to give you permission, dog. You got a home. And shit, I made some phone calls and invited some very powerful people. I think they're going to be blown away at our lineup, my lord.
Wow. Keep me posted, man. I know you've been busy. Damn, that's fucking dope.
Yay, fam.
That's the best. Yeah, that's
Yay, family. So, you know, and I got caught stuck in New York, man. You know, it was crazy out here. The flights got canceled and shit. So I stayed out here overtime. But, you know, I'm home wherever I go, man. I'm a traveler. So I just got together with my family and put together the elements that needed to do and, you know, put the bread where it's supposed to be at. And now we have, you know, a certified situation happening for March. And it's going to be blasted everywhere. But this is the first, you know, that I'm speaking on it. You know, how we get down. Yeah,
brother,
man, I'm excited. Man.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
I'm excited, my lord. I'm excited, and the X-Clan album will be available the day after the concert. So finally, I'll have a street date on my product. So March 20th, they'll get the new X-Clan album. Yes, sir.
Wow, let's go. So, word. That's what's up. Busy. So, yeah. Word. So before we get out of here, like I said, I'll share a couple of updates. Next we go live with our homegirl MJ Savino. She's a publicist in this game,
nice.
And we're gonna talk some industry biz. Next week we got DV alias Chrysler Man, Brownsville, Brooklyn, and then we start our new show the following week. Talking Crazy with our man A+, and it's just gonna be.
Shit. I'm looking forward to seeing that, brother.
So that's just gonna be a monthly show with our man A+, Hieroglyphic Souls and Mischief. Salute. Monthly show on mental health and just talking candid, like, and you know, we're not doctors or nothing. We're just gonna be talking some real shit as always, and and just hopefully people get something from it, and because you know, in our culture, as far as hip hop goes, and people of color, men of color, really don't talk about shit like this. So
that's correct. It needs to be spoken about, man, because motherfuckers are self-diagnosing themselves. As soon as you forget something, you got ADD. You don't know people who really have attention deficit. That shit is some real wild out shit.
Right.
You know,
Right.
a lot of people need to be weighed for bipolar activity through stress. You know what I'm saying? Bugging themselves out. Sometimes you live in two personalities and shit.
Exactly.
Choice. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? So yeah, get in their ass, bro. Fuck that.
Yes, no. So we're gonna talk about all that. You know, this addiction, all types of stuff. It's gonna be good. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really glad that we're able to use this platform in that way. And as I always said, like the shit I do about the real life shit is always the stuff that matters more than the hip hop to me. I mean, like it's about this shit. So I'm really excited about that. That's the I can't remember the date, but that's in a couple of weeks. We're gonna do promo on that, and then the final week of the month. Well, that's the same week. We got Tajay, Soldier Mister on Wednesday, and then we got Casual on Friday. That's the day he drops his new album. So, last week's all high road. It's gonna be fun.
Wow, big up to High Road, man. Those are my comrades, man. Definitely, yeah. Man. That's what's
so up. We got them, and then we got Keith Murray on in February, early February.
Oh, what's up with him, man?
Strong out. I don't know. We're gonna see.
Shit.
It was a funny phone conversation that we had. So
that's deep. He's always a cool dude, man. Give him respect, man. He came out to the Clan anniversary a while ago. That was a couple years, probably 4 years ago or so. Yeah, man.
So, and then the one last thing just before we got to get out of here real quick.
Yes.
The Carrying the Culture show will be moving to Beat Miners Radio the first week of February. So stay in touch for that.
Moving up. Congratulations.
Big up Mr. Walt. Big up Mr. Walt, Evil D. And so
Brooklyn comrades.
Yeah. So, and I talked to Tri-State. We had a bill with Tri-State.
Beautiful.
And he I didn't know you were like, you know what I'm saying, linked
That's
up with
my brother, man.
Yeah.
I know my brothers, man. What's up, man?
So,
you my brother too now and shit. You know
6 degrees. So yeah, like I'm like, he was like, oh Brother J. I'm like, what? Like he was like, yo, that's the guy. I'm like, I know. So
that's family, man. That's family.
So work.
Yeah,
so big up Gold Chain. So I got to get out of here. I'll get this up. Thank you for jumping on.
Thank you, family.
And thanks everybody for being here. We're going live, and after
Pizza
I go to
love,
the bathroom
family.
in a couple of minutes.
Love. One love, man.
MJ Savino, peace, man. So thank you. Talk to you soon.
Peace, God. 100. Bless.